Good morning and welcome to the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living. So glad you're here, whether you're online or in the room. My name is Marianne Atwell Hardy, and I'm a licensed spiritual practitioner here. And we're going to start today, as we always do, with a meditation, as this helps prepare us to be able to open ourselves to the message that comes after this. So I felt called today to speak about nonviolence because there is so much divisiveness right now in our country. And Martin Luther King Jr. really speaks to me personally, as he does the rest of the world, about how we can create a world that works for everyone. So I came across this song, and actually it was done at Mile High Church, which is another Centers for Spiritual Living church in Denver. And it is sung, it was actually written in collaboration with Esther Nicholson, who is another Science of Mind person who was at our center a long time ago. So this is Jan and Garrett, and they are singing a song about Martin Luther King Jr. So please listen. about those who have wronged us or those who disagree with us. But they all serve to teach us. To teach us that the most powerful thing is love. And Martin Luther King Jr. really taught me a lot about that, and I just wanted to read some quotes from him. In spite of temporary victories, violence never brings permanent peace. We adopt the means of nonviolence because our end is a community at peace with itself. We will try to persuade with our words, but if our words fail, we will try to persuade with our acts. Nonviolence is a powerful and just weapon which cuts without wounding and ennobles the man who wields it. It is a sword that heals. Nonviolence is absolute commitment to the way of love. Love is not an emotional bash. It is not empty sentimentalism. It is the active outpouring of one's whole being into the being of another. World peace through nonviolent means is neither absurd nor unattainable. All other methods have failed. Thus, we must begin anew. Nonviolence is a good starting point. I've tried to offer my deepest compassion while maintaining my conviction that social change comes most meaningful through nonviolent action. In the nonviolent army, there is room for everyone who wants to join up. There is no color distinction, there's no examination, no pledge, except that as a soldier in the armies of violence is expected to inspect his carbine and keep it clean, nonviolent soldiers are called upon to examine their greatest weapons, their heart, their conscience, their courage, and their sense of justice. So taking this into meditation, knowing that love always wins, that love is the greatest means of helping us listen to each other, see each other, hear each other, and put down our swords. So we'll spend a little bit of time just in quiet meditation, seeing what you can hear in terms of messages of love. As the music fades, I invite you to gently come back into the room, holding on to whatever message you received in the quiet, knowing that there is nothing stronger than love, compassion, inclusion, and that now more than ever we need community. We need each other to continue to be the light. Each of us is playing our own role. Each of us has a purpose here. But let us be the light. So again, thank you for participating in our meditation this morning. And we will see you at 10:15 for the service.
Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. You will do amazing things with a choice each new day brings, and with every step you take, bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Oh, the places you will go and the people you will know. Don't worry when, where, or how. You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. Amazing, amazing, you will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. You will do amazing things with the choice each new day brings, and with every step you take. Bless the progress that you make. The reason you live is there in every gift you give. Love your life, love your dreams. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Oh, the places you will go and the people you will know. Don't worry when, where, or how. You don't need to know that now. You're on the right track. No need to look ahead or back. Just enjoy what this day brings. You will do amazing things. You don't have to work it out. Just stay in the here and now. Let your mind rest for a little while. Sometimes deepest answers come when you're out there having fun. So close your eyes, take a breath, and smile. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things. Amazing, amazing. You will do amazing things.
Miles, kick us off this morning with some Swampy River of Dreams.
Nothing in nature is pure black and white. Shadows and shades take shape in the night. No matter how real this real world seems, it's an illusion in this river of dreams. River of dreams calling me. Carry me back and lull me to sleep. Your wandering waters and mysteries deep. Oh, river of dreams. River of dreams. We reach for the truth and strive to be right. We try to stay clean on the land and the sky. As it unfolds in life's grand scheme, it all seems to fit in this river of dreams. River of dreams calling me. Carry me back and lull me to sleep. The wandering water mysteries me. Oh, river of dreams. Oh, river of dreams. Well, the ride could be smooth and peaceful tunes, or over the rocks on a ship of fools. I wanna know just what it all means before I wake up in this river of dreams. River of dreams calling me. Carry me back and lull me to sleep. You're wandering mysteries deep. Oh, river of dreams. River of dreams calling me. Carry me back and lull me to sleep. The wandering water mysteries deep. Oh, river of dreams. Oh, river of dreams. Oh, river of dreams. Oh, river of dreams.
and the honor of being this community's spiritual director. So our center, the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living, is part of a larger organization called Centers for Spiritual Living. And Centers for Spiritual Living is a practical and positive faith, philosophy, and way of life, a global community of over 450 spiritual communities, teaching chapters, and special focus ministries in 30 countries worldwide. Now, our community is a spiritual home for a diverse group of people who are seeking a deep and abiding connection with something that is greater than they are and with each other. Our purpose is to inspire, educate, and empower individuals to experience themselves as unique and individualized expressions of God. We do this within a sacred and supportive community that welcomes everyone just as they are. Our mission is the transformation of our personal lives and to being a powerful and beneficial presence on the planet. We do this through celebration, service, study, fellowship, and the energy of unconditional love. Our vision is a world that actually does work for all. We do this by consciously practicing the truth of our oneness and unity with God in our everyday lives. You are welcome here no matter where you are on your spiritual path. Today we have 2 flower dedications, and the first is dedicated to Eileen Proctor. From the moment she didn't know she was getting this. From the moment Eileen Proctor walked into our sanctuary, she has used her imagination, her creativity, her organizational skills, and her marketing know-how to enhance our community in so many different ways. Recently, she has stepped into the role of children's book author. The words that follow are taken from an article in USA News. The article says that what began as a single story about her dog Phoebe has blossomed into The Adventures of Phoebe, the Wagamuffin, an expanding series that provides children with powerful messages of love, empathy, and positivity from a pup's eye view. The stories gently introduce and reinforce affirmative character traits that children can learn, embrace, and demonstrate throughout their lives, even in the face of extreme challenges. Eileen believes that lessons learned through Phoebe's unique pup's eye view, brought to life with vibrant illustrations and endearing, relatable characters, will resonate more deeply with children than if delivered by adults alone. Through her writing, she aspires to build an affirmative movement for the next generation. There's no doubt that consistent exposure to uplifting messages starting at a very young age will help children flourish into the best versions of themselves, she explains, and that's exactly what Phoebe and I are intent upon doing. Eileen's mission and impact go beyond the messages within the books. In support of her heartfelt belief that adoption is the best option and that every animal deserves a second chance, she is committed to donating a portion of all sales to animal rescue organizations to help more animals find their forever homes. Eileen's new path is a testimony to the power of reinvention and proof that it is never too late to follow one's passions. In addition to helping children navigate life with enduring life skills, she hopes to inspire others to pursue their own dreams, no matter what age or stage of life. As the adventures of Phoebe, the Wagamuffin series evolves, so will Eileen's influence in making the world a better place for children, animals, and adults alike. Her stories weave examples and reminders that love, empathy, positivity, and the courage to embrace new opportunities can shape a brighter future. The movement being created is one that champions the best version of everyone, one story at a time. So on behalf of our entire community, I say congratulations, Eileen. We celebrate you. Your powerful example of following your passions is an inspiring message to all of us that anything is possible. You rock. Our second flower dedication, as it is all of the time when we are in the room together with each other, is for those who are celebrating their birthdays in September. Woo! Is that anyone in the room? Me? Ha! Imagine that. So I invite everyone else to hold out your hands. Hold it out to the people out in the ethers, and hold it out to me if you want to. And repeat after me. We see you. We know who you really are. We celebrate your arrival on the planet. We are grateful for your presence in the community. And we love you. The invitation is to join us following the service at a lunch bunch at Tribeca Tavern in Cary to celebrate me, I guess. And if you're out there and you have a September birthday, there's probably plenty of time for you to listen to the service, of course, and then get in your car and get over to Tribeca Tavern in Cary and participate in the celebration of September, because it's a really good month. So now for a few more announcements, please welcome Sean Shockey to the podium. Sean and Eileen.
And Eileen is with me this morning. First of all, good morning, everybody. You are a sight for sore eyes. This morning, I was feeling anxious, so I said, Eileen, could you help me, with the announcements today, to make things, a little easier. And of course, she agreed. Well, then the Reverend Dusty announced that she's not an author. So now I've got to stand here, all anxious, beside an author that I can't make no mistakes. I got to get all the words right. So anyway, we're glad
I didn't write the words, so you can say whatever you want. I won't know the difference.
Hey. So, anyway, thank you so much for being here to help us out this morning. Okay, our job is to do the announcement, so let's do our job. Okay, today, September 14th, we are in the room at 4 Points by Sheraton, obviously, with the lunch bunch following. Reverend Dusty has already mentioned that we will be at Tribeca Tavern in Cary, okay? And then we will be, on the 21st, we will again be online only.
Okay, so some announcements. This is an announcement about Gourmet for Gods. As I've been telling you, the hosts and the events have been finalized, and the silent auction, get out your pens, is going to begin. No, it's not going to begin. It's going to begin today. When does it end?
It already began. It's supposed to end today, but we're extending it.
We're extending it. How about that? And when are we extending it to?
The 31st.
To the 31st. Not what it says here, but that's okay. So anyway, there are going to be a lot of events to bid on, and we want everybody to be aware of them.
I'm glad Eileen got this one, because I would not know how to do it at all.
And may I say clearly, I'm not an author.
You and I know how to tap dance. I know tap dance. Okay, there we go. So here are 4 events to bid on, and I really, really do hope that this is accurate. Okay, event number 1. All right, there's 3. Or whatever. Event number 1, Friday, October 10th, between 6 and 9, game night and taco bar. The hosts are Dusty Rippelmeyer and Heather Abbott, and your opening bid is going to be $35, and there's only 30 seats available. That's a lot of guacamole, so we want everybody to share in that. Number 2, an unforgettable evening of divine magic, miracles, and soul messages Vinny and Eileen Jenna. And there's a lot more information about this coming up, but opening bid $60, but only 10 of us can go. Okay, so make sure you're bidding on that. Number 3, on Sunday, November 9th, Epicurean Egg Extravaganza, a bruncher's delight. And that is the hosts are Letha and Miles Costin and Diane and John Carnes. 30 people available, opening bid $30, families $65. So those of you with lots of kids, make sure you get in on this one because it's a way to feed them and celebrate at the same time. And then number 4, you choose the date. It's at Italian Banchetto in Denver, Colorado. Does it include airfare? Oh. All right. Well, Gina Calasante is hosting this as an opening bid of $75. I have no idea what it's all about, but you can read all about it right there. It's a beautiful 4-course dinner, and I'm going to tell all my friends in Denver about that. Okay. So all of these events are described in glowing detail on our website, trianglecsl.org, and they probably are also appearing in your inbox through Constant Contact on Wednesdays. So please make sure, bid high. This money goes to Triangle CSL, and we thank you in advance for your support. Okay, but anyway, do you want to do the events for October there? You want to do that one?
I will. Okay. Right. Then comes the events from October 10th through November 9th. Be on the lookout for more information through Constant Contact. Okay. And our next announcement, this is a save the date announcement in our community fundraiser yard sale, although it's right around the corner. Okay. We will be held on Saturday. It will be held on Saturday, the 27th from 6 a.m. until 3 p.m. We actually changed it. We're going to be there at 6, but we really won't start until 7. Until 3 p.m. The center has a number of items that we will be bringing from our storage space to sell, and would love for community members to go through their homes and their garages to see if there is anything that they are willing to let go of and are willing to donate to this fundraiser. All proceeds will go to the center.
Sean, I have a question.
Yes.
Is there going to be a special time set aside to price things, or do people bring their things priced?
And I was going to mention, I'm glad you said that. So now I won't feel so out of place when I say it. Whenever you bring your items, do have them priced, or let us know a suggested price for the item. We had one person that's donating some very expensive dishes. Well, my husband was going to sell the dishes for 25 cents each. So we have no idea. So, hey, I'm from Johnston County, okay? So a dish is a dish, all right? So anyway, do have a suggested price, or please price the items of yourselves, okay? Okay. Larry and I are willing to hold the items in our garage as the sale is happening in our neighborhood. While we will have some tables available to place your items on, if you have a card table or 2 and want to bring them, that would be wonderful. While it would be nice if people would stay to assist with the yard sale throughout the day, if you need to drop items off and leave, that is possible. However, all items left at the end of the sale will either go to Dorcas or to the dump. If you stay until the end of the sale and wish to bring your items home with you, you can do that. Please have that's a note I put in about pricing the items, so I don't need to read that now. This author here is just we are looking for a few people to donate sometime on Saturday, September 20th, and Deb has already agreed to help me. And I've actually gotten a few calls of people that is going to help us do that. But that's on September 20th, which is next Saturday, to help us to clean out our storage area. If you have a truck, that would be great, because that would help us to not have to rent a truck from U-Haul. So if we have enough trucks, we won't have to spend extra money to clean up our storage unit. And you can let Heather know about that if you plan to help us or to bring a truck. Okay. If you are interested in September 20th, please connect with Heather at info@trianglecsl.org. If you are interested in bringing items to the yard sale, please contact Heather. Info at trianglecsl.org.
Okay. Let's give him a round of applause. That was. All right, on Sunday, September 28th, the day after the garage sale, we are hosting a very special workshop facilitated by the Braver Angels organization. It's going to be held from 10:30 to 12 o'clock, and the workshop is called Skills for Disagreeing Better. It assists the participants to understand the values and concerns of those people in their lives who differ from them. Anybody have any of those in their lives?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And it'll help them learn essential skills for communicating across those differences and finding common ground. The workshop is open to anyone and is free. Pre-registration is required, though, so we can provide enough materials. So guess where you're going to contact? Heather at info@trianglecsl.org.
Okay. And number 5, this is another save the date announcement for Sunday, October 5th. We will be online only that day. Following the service, we will be facilitating a community meeting from 12:30 until 2. This will also be online only. Please consider joining us for this important meeting.
And as always, we're asking you to join us. This is your invitation on Wednesday evening services throughout the year. The evening is called the Wednesday Experience, a look at life through meditation, musings, metaphysics, and magic. Who's your author? That was great. I love that. It's really a wonderful opportunity to come together and to deepen our practice with one another and have a voice to be heard and hear inspiring shares by like-minded people. Services on Zoom, 7 o'clock to 8:15. And before moving on, I want to make sure of 2 things. One, you know that all this information is available online at trianglecsl.org through your Wednesday newsletters that you're going to be receiving. And if you're not receiving those newsletters, please contact Heather at info@trianglecsl.org so she can get you on the list, because you don't want to miss out on all these opportunities to be a part of our community. And finally, before moving on, let's thank Marianne for her beautiful meditation that expanded the container that our service unfolds within. Thank you, Marianne, and please welcome her back on stage.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Great job. Wow. A lot of paper here. I know, I feel like I need a comedy act or something. All right. Well, I'm glad we have so many beautiful flowers, because we have Eileen, we've got September birthdays, and Sandy Ross contributed to make sure that we honored Rev Dusty. So, can you hear me? I would like to read a letter to Rev Dusty. Try not to cry. Dearest Rev Dusty, as this is your birthday month, it seems appropriate to read you a love letter from your beloved community. You have led many different lives. A high school head cheerleader and homecoming queen, a college athletic trainer, a teacher of PNF, which is a specialized physical therapy that took you to different places in the world. In your adventures, you didn't need to speak their language, as your warmth, humor, and obviously love of people conveyed it all. You were a manager of a large physical therapy practice before hearing a greater call, that of becoming a Centers for Spiritual Living practitioner and then minister. Oh, how lucky we are that you chose our little group. Here you have shepherded us through all sorts of challenges, growth, COVID, moving spaces, inventing new ways of worshiping, and now a changing political landscape. You describe yourself as a recovering people pleaser, and this assignment has been your growing edge. We're a group of seekers who have many different ideas about how the center should be run, to say the least. However, you have skillfully managed to keep us together, although I know it probably took several years off your life. You have seen us through illness, praying before surgeries, holding hands in ERs and hospices. You've presided over marriages, celebrations of life before and after the person passed from the earthly plane. Your phone is always on, and you answer middle of the night calls from panicked congregants. Talent shows, yard sales, community service, meditation retreats, painting, landscaping, on and on and on. Your humor and wit grace gourmets for God of all kinds. The fact that you and Heather host game night exemplifies the fact that you feed us with fun, with food and fun, laughter and love. You teach, you preach, you spend hours preparing classes and talks. The hours, days of leadership council and practitioner meetings, staying abreast of all that's happening in the greater CSL community. You also participate in the greater Triangle community, advocating for inclusivity for all, LGBTQI, all races, backgrounds. You have such an abundance of love and energy that you also keep up with friends from years ago, those that never knew you as a minister. Your thirst for knowledge and spirituality goes much beyond books as you embody the practices and show us that love wins. But that we can't just stay home on our cushions in order to change our small part of the world. I could go on and on about how you donate most of your salary back to the center just to keep us going at this point. You're the glue, the heart, the soul of TCSL, and we couldn't do it without you. With overflowing hearts, we thank you for being our guide and model for how to show up in the world. We are a small but mighty group, and that's strengthened by your presence. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank God we only have one birthday a year. I think I could survive more.
All right. The theme for the year 2025 is Rising Higher, Growing Deeper. Our theme for the month of September is Transcendent Purpose. Rev Dusty's message is the purpose that surpasses all. And now, the Center for Spiritual Living honors both the truth that we all are created by God out of the same God stuff, and that there is a multiplicity of divine emanations, each individualized and unique in their own special way, as represented by this ceremony. Please welcome John Carnes, who's going to help us with this ceremony. Let you get things set up. Whether this is your first time with us or your 1,000th time or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are in the room physically or participating via technology or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether your soul is full of joy and possibility, or your heart is heavy and your mind is consumed with troubles, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are brand new to the science of mind philosophy, or you have practiced it for a long time, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether your skin, eye, and hair color are a rich, dark shade, or you are the palest tint of color, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you are a straight, cisgendered man or woman, or you identified with the LGBTQ community, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether your politics tends towards the red side or towards the blue side or something in between, you are loved and accepted here just as you are. Whether you were born and raised in this country or came from a different land or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you are married or single, or somewhere in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you are in the first third of your life, the third third of your life, or somewhere in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Whether you feel your connection with God is the driving force in your life, or you aren't sure you even believe in God, or something in between, you are loved and accepted here, just as you are. Each and every color is beautiful, unique, and significant. They all combine together into an amazing whole. Thank you all for contributing your vibration to today's service and to life itself. And so it is.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to invite you to close your outer eyes while I speak a blessing on our service this morning. I'm just looking around to see if there's anybody that doesn't know me. You all know me. Well, as I always do, I start this blessing with gratitude. I'm so grateful for this wonderful morning, this fantastic community, and knowing that at the heart and soul of it all is that perfect, beautiful energy of love and light that I choose to call God. And I speak a blessing on the birthday girl, Reverend Dusty, as she shares her light, her love, and her wisdom with us today. I speak a blessing on our beautiful congregation, knowing that we are in the right place and we are getting exactly what we need from this service today, and that our lives are lit up by what we glean. I speak a blessing on all the volunteers, knowing that through their service to the center, that we receive more than we give. And I speak a blessing on Miles and Letha as they gift us with their beautiful song. And I'm so grateful and thankful for this day, and so it is. See, you thought you were safe not letting me read that. That blessing of all faiths, it always gets, but all I have to do is sit in my chair and hear it. I don't even have to speak. Okay. The reading today is by Deepak Chopra. Everyone has a purpose in life, a unique gift or a special talent to give to others. And when we blend this unique talent with service to others, we experience the ecstasy and exaltation of our own spirit, which is the ultimate goal of all goals. And so it is.
So it is.
And now, to bring you a tearless offering is Miles and Letha.
Wouldn't be so sure.
I don't know. I was just thinking, I hope I don't cry while I'm singing this song. This actually came from a poem that I wrote after attending a service with Jack Graff. Some of y'all might remember that name. And I really thought it was going to stop as a poem, but it ended up, Miles did his magic, and it ended up becoming a song. So it's called A Moment of Remembering.
Tell us some more about
Oh, It's called A Moment of Remembering.
Yeah.
And it was written in 2004, just to give you a little context of how long we've been kind of doing this stuff. And I'm a woman of few words, so that's all I've got to say about that. It's the sky that's always blue, storms and clouds that are passing through. But I get distracted from the truth. They say faith, the size of a tiny seed, can make a mountain get up and leave. Sometimes I find it hard to believe. In a moment of remembering who I am and why I'm here, chaos and confusion fades away and disappears. The truth beyond the barriers and thoughts that cloud my mind. Everything is infinite, nothing's locked in time. Seeds will sprout where they are sown. We will gather what we've grown. Sometimes I feel alone. As close as the air we breathe, waves don't separate themselves from the sea. I think that's how we're meant to be. In a moment of remembering who I am and why I'm here, chaos and confusion fades away and disappears. The truth beyond the barriers and thoughts that cloud my mind. Everything is infinite, nothing's locked in time. It's in the truth beyond the barriers and thoughts that cloud my mind. Everything is infinite, nothing's locked in time.
Absolutely beautiful, beautiful song, beautiful poem. Thank you very much for sharing that with us today. Thank you all, Marianne, for reading, for whomever wrote it, for just for being such an amazing community. We've, been together some amount of years. I've been here 15, so and 10 as the senior minister, and I love each and every single one of you, each and every single one of you out there, each and every single one of people who have come and gone. It has been my life and my joy, and I thank you all so very, very much. So, good morning. If you have just walked into the sanctuary, everyone here is like cracked open. Their hearts are cracked open. And I'm hoping you feel it out there. Today has already been quite amazing. So the theme for September, if you didn't hear it earlier, is Transcendent Purpose. And my talk title is The Purpose That Surpasses All. Now, a transcendent purpose represents an ultimate aim or an esoteric goal that goes beyond ordinary comprehension. It goes beyond or above the range of normal or merely physical human experiences. It emphasizes a higher understanding of existence and the pursuit of a deeper meaning in life. Rather than focusing solely on really ordinary material kind of achievements, a transcendent purpose encourages us to seek wisdom and encourages us to really seek spiritual fulfillment, highlighting the importance of a more profound connection to God, to the universe, to each other, and the ultimate truths that really govern that universe and that relationship. Now, last Sunday we talked about what's the purpose, or what's the purpose of life itself. And today we're narrowing somewhat that focus to really include living a life of transcendent purpose ourselves, individually. And the invitation is to listen for and to our inner wisdom, always. And that as we do so, we're able to tap into our divine purpose, that divine answer to what is my purpose right now. Now, the question invites us to really reflect on our inner thoughts or our beliefs or our emotions or our aspirations. I love that the song was about dreams, right? So our aspirations, it invites us to reflect on our current circumstances, both in our own lives and in the world in general. Now, the CSL Theme Committee states that it could be as simple as being present with a loved one, pursuing a creative passion, or contributing positively to our community. By tuning into the present moment, we align with our true selves and discover what resonates deeply with us right now. As we explore what living fully means to us in this moment, we embrace the fluidity of our purpose. Understanding that our purpose can change from day to day or even moment to moment, we allow ourselves a flexibility to grow and adapt. So living with focus, or with purpose and focus, really focuses on the underlying meaning and fulfillment that comes from having a sense of direction in our lives. I'm sure you can all remember times in your life when you didn't really have that, and how hard that really was to be present day to day, right? So the phrase, this phrase of living with purpose really implies an overarching philosophy or a mission or a context for living. And it's about having a clear understanding of what we want to achieve and letting that vision guide our choices. So being tapped into a vision of a world that we want or a life that we want, and then allowing that to guide our choices along the way. Living with purpose typically relates to an intrinsic motivation, where our actions are driven by our internal values and passions, rather than external rewards or pressures that we might feel from outside of ourselves. So it involves seeing life as a whole and ensuring that our various activities and roles, the roles that we take on in our lives, contribute to a sense of fulfillment. Is what I am doing in this moment, is who I am being in this moment, really contributing to my fulfillment? Most of us can remember probably really specific events that we remember throughout our lives that we think of as meaningful moments, like the birth of a child, or a major accomplishment, or really a rare moment in nature when everything felt like it was just in place in the world. These are the peak moments of life, and they often represent when we really truly feel fulfilled. Those moments, though, are really aberrations. We remember them precisely because they are different, often worlds apart from the moments after moment after moment that we typically have. Peak moments like those are really deeply nourishing, and they're important to our lives. I'm not saying that. They're very, very important to our lives. However, the problem comes when we start to feel that having a sense of purpose and meaning in our lives only happens during these fleeting experiences. It can start to seem like our daily lives, by contrast, are somehow devoid of meaning. That the only way to be fulfilled is to live some kind of a fantasy life that, we may never actually have. So we can, if we're not careful, really unconsciously equate purpose and meaning and fulfillment with rare and fleeting circumstances, and miss out on the countless opportunities that we have to really experience and find meaning in those small moments of everyday life. If we're looking for fleeting moments, we would miss all of those opportunities. Over the past few decades, a growing body of scientific research has shown that we may be looking in the wrong places to find meaning and purpose. The picture that is emerging from all of this research really suggests that having a sense of purpose is not something that we only discover when we are free from struggles and mundane details of life. To the contrary, really, purpose is precisely what assists us to deal with adversity. It gives us the strength to really persevere when we may have somehow lost hope or lost direction. Think about Nelson Mandela or Malala, for example. Mr. Mandela was not free from hardship and suffering. I think we can all agree on that. He was not free from hardship or suffering. He spent decades in prison, deprived of the most basic human necessities. Malala was not allowed to go to school as a young woman in her village in rural Pakistan. These situations were tragic. The point is not that we need such monumental challenges to connect to a deeper sense of purpose, but rather that these remarkable individuals, as well as countless others whom we may never ever hear about, were able to find meaning and purpose, not by living a fantasy life of happiness and pleasure, but rather by transforming their perspective in the face of suffering and tragedy. They learn to transform challenges into opportunities. If Nelson Mandela could find meaning in decades of unjust imprisonment, and Malala could transfer her own personal struggles into an opportunity to open doors for young women around the world, then surely we can use our own challenges and adversities to gain a greater perspective of life. The bottom line is that it is not our peak moments and achievements that define who we are. It is how we deal with adversity and how we carry ourselves during all of those moments in our lives when no one is watching, when no one is even going to remember. In her book, Happy for No Reason, Marcy Smirnoff says that our purpose is the roof of our house. Did I say that right? Roof, or is it roof? Roof. I know you all tease me all the time. Roof. Without a sense of purpose, the roof will be leaky and will, in the words of Marcy Smirnoff, rain unhappiness over all of the other aspects of our lives. She says many people work at jobs just to pay the bills, feeling like they don't have the freedom, skills, or opportunity to find employment that they really like. They resign themselves to a life without a sense of deeper purpose, making the best of a bad situation and living for the weekends. Others spend years searching for the perfect job, like Goldilocks, trying to find something that's just right. The bottom line, however, is that it is not the job or the activity in our life that defines our feeling of purpose. It is our perspective. When we understand that it is our perspective, we will be able to see that we actually have options. We always have options. No matter the situation we find ourselves in, we always have options. For example, if we find ourselves in a job that we do not like, we can either leave the job or we can find a way to bring love to the job that we have. Marcy Smirnoff tells a story about herself that was exactly about that. She was working at a job she did not like, but needed to pay the rent. She knew she had those choices, and she decided that while she was looking for a different job, that she was going to search for a way to be happier and more fulfilled in the job that she already had. So she thought about who she was and what she wanted to bring to the world, and she recognized that she had always had a strong sense of wanting to be in service, of wanting to be in service to the world or to something larger than herself. So she wrote the word service on the blotter on her desktop. And everything that she did from that moment on, whether she was, answering the telephone, or she was talking with coworkers, or she was interacting with clients, she did from that space, from that context, for living, from that mission to be of service. Her happiness skyrocketed. And she, in fact, because of who she was being, was promoted to a different, more interesting job, one that she liked more. Living an inspired life, inspired from our passions, or from, that idea of who we want to be in the world really fuels this life of meaning, and it actually can fuel people that are around you. By the people that you touch from that place, they want to be more like that. I want what she has. And so we raise their vibration when we are actually living from that space. So Marcy says that there's 3 habits for living a life of purpose. Number 1, find your passion. What is it that you really love to do? Or as I would say, what twirls your skirt? What brings you joy? Sometimes finding it is kind of hard for some people. But really taking the time to get quiet and to even ask your inner wisdom, what do I love to do? What truly matters to me? And then to listen for the answer. Because those answers can lead us to our purpose. So the invitation is to look for the places in our lives where we experience flow, where everything just seems to, happen perfectly, beautifully. To look for that which makes our hearts expand and our souls sing. It may also be the time when the moment when time actually stands still for us. Like you don't even realize that time is going by when you're doing that thing. So identifying our passions, what we really care about, is a great first step. The second is to follow the inspiration of the moment. Marcy Shmirnov says, when you are clear about your passions, you are lit by a fire inside that shows you what to do in each moment. You are led by inspired action. You know what you want to do in life, but you may not know how it will happen. Inspiration will lead you to the how. We spent some time up in St. Francis Springs just recently, 5 of us. And the weekend really inspired me. And I don't know what that's going to look like. I don't know what that is going to unfold, but that's okay. I don't need to know it. Jack Kornfield uses the example of driving a car at night. The headlights will light up the road about 200 feet ahead of us. So we can't see the destination, but we can see that lit up portion. And we know that if we just keep following that lit up portion, we'll stay on the road and that we will ultimately get to our destination, even though in the moment we may not know what that is. And I'm okay with that. He says the fire of your inspiration acts as those headlights, allowing you to see what next. Your job is to just follow that light. Follow that light. Follow the inspiration of the moment. The bigger picture will unfold. And the third thing is contribute to something greater than yourselves. Albert Schweitzer says, I don't know what your destination will be, but the one thing I do know, the only ones among you who will be truly happy are those who have sought and found how to serve. Who have sought and found how to serve. Being in that place, it just takes you outside of yourself and you just breathe. When we discover what matters to us, what makes our hearts expand and our souls sing, our everyday actions can serve others and the world in really large or small ways. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be huge. It could be simply like smiling at the people you see in the grocery store. We have absolutely no idea who we touch at any given moment. Contribute to something larger than yourselves. Raising up the vibration of the planet at this point in time is a really good thing to do. So in contemplating the idea of purpose, it becomes apparent that it's not static, right? Different times bring different purposes, different phases of our life. I did this class one time to find your why. And I recognized that I, like Marcy Smirnoff, is like being in service, but I recognized that over the years, I mean, I've gone back to school a whole bunch of times for different things. And over the years, though, that's the thread that weaves through all of it. You know, as a physical therapist, as a teacher, as a minister, it's weaved itself throughout all of it. So, you know, that's part of my purpose. And it evolved throughout different phases of my life. So just as our understanding of the world around us grows and changes over time, so does our sense of purpose. It's fluid and ever evolving. And by tuning into the present moment, we align ourselves to our true selves, to that divinity within us, and discover what really resonates deeply to us in this moment. But we have to get quiet. And that practice assists us to live fully and authentically. Now, a synonym for our divine purpose can be our calling, right? A calling. Marianne mentioned it in the letter. I was taking a shower. You want me to do what? And it can show up that way, and it doesn't have to show up that way. It can show up in all different kinds of ways, but it's a deeper sense of purpose that encompasses all aspects of life. It's not just about what you do to make a living, but rather it's about who you are and what you're meant to do in the world. Research shows that regardless of the job itself, those who feel they are following a calling experience greater satisfaction for their work and more happiness in their lives. Who can't use a little bit more of that? Some would say that before being called to something, we're being called to someone. Being called to someone, and that someone, in my mind, is the God of our understanding. Whatever we call it. Before we're called to do, we're called to be. And for me, that's to be in a deeper experience and feeling tone of the divine. While our primary calling is to God, our secondary calling is to the specific work that we do to fulfill our primary calling. What is that? What does that look like? The second calling is often referred to as our life work, and it's the specific way in which we choose to fulfill our purpose in life. Our secondary calling could be a job or a career, but it doesn't have to be. It can simply be the way that you're being in the world, the way you're living your life. It could be a hobby, it could be a ministry, it could be really anything. When we tune into the nudge of that inner calling, that one that starts out whispering and then may sometime along the point take a 2x4 and brackets over the head. We align with the intuitive sense that beckons us through our passions, through our inquiries, and through our curiosities, that persistent thought that will not let go. I know you know the one I'm talking about. We hear, feel, touch, taste, smell, and dream about it. When we receive this message, it really becomes ours to pursue. As divine beings, we recognize that we're here to serve a higher purpose in life. By listening from within, we hear the message of spirit that guides our path. As we respond to Spirit's call, divine guidance unfolds, and it really offers us deeper insight and direction. Synchronicities begin to happen, leading us on a spiritual path, or on this particular path. I mean, all you need to do is say yes, really. And providence, all things come to aid you, to support you. When we know that we are spiritual beings living a human experience, we are more likely to continually remember who and what we are. The more we focus on expressing our divine purpose, the more we experience its reality in our life, in our everyday life, and the stronger it becomes. The invitation is to remain centered and to affirm that God is there regardless of the experiences, regardless of what is going on in our own individual lives, regardless of what is going on in the world. Recognize that God is everywhere or is nowhere at all, and I believe that it's everywhere. So if we can remember that, we can see beyond the obstacles. We can see beyond the circumstances to the good that is always there. If we're truly committed to creating a world that works for all, the invitation is to fully embrace our transcendent purpose and to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it surpasses all because it comes from God. And so it is. So it is. So I invite us in this moment to turn within for a moment of prayer, to allow ourselves to turn away from the world of form, the busyness of this day, all of the things that are going on, the things we may have to do later, the things we didn't quite get done this morning, and to turn our attention and intention to the center of our being, to that space and place that I call God, but something else. That higher knowing, that universal wisdom, that peace that passes all understanding, that bound. I know that I am connected to all of that in ways that can never be broken, created by and out of that God stuff. Right where I am, God is in its fullness and in its wholeness. And just as I know that this is true for me, I know that it is absolutely true for each and every person here in the sanctuary, each and every person that is watching us online in real time, and anyone that may watch it later, and all sentient beings on the planet. We are all connected, all one, in unity with each other and with God and with life itself. We are God's ambassadors on the planet, here to bring forward our unique, transcendent purpose. That one that can look like anything, that one that can change and evolve and grow and expand over time. That one that really allows us to be in service to the world, that uplifts people, that crosses divides, that finds the commonality in our differences, that honors each and every single one of us and who we are. That one that really bridges all kinds of divides, religious, political, cultural, race, gender identities, gender preferences, sexual preferences, whatever it is, our transcendent purpose, simply because it comes from God, raises everyone up, joins everyone. And so I claim in this moment for each and every single one of us ease and grace around finding what that is for ourselves in our lives. ease and grace around bringing that forward, listening for and to that inner wisdom, and then bringing it out into the world in a way that serves. Ease and grace around creating a context for living with something as simple as writing service on a blotter to remind us of who we are and why we are here. And then watch how coming from that place shifts and changes our lives in so many wonderful and amazing ways. I'm so grateful to know this truth and to speak these words. So grateful for the power of prayer, knowing that these words are loosed into a law that only ever says yes, that my words are clothed in form even as they are spoken. And so I speak them and I release them into that law, letting go and letting God be God. And I invite everyone to anchor this prayer for ourselves, for each other, for our community, and for the world, simply by saying, and so it is. Amen. Amen. Thank you all so very much. It's now time for our conscious giving, and the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living is sustained by the giving of our time, talent, and treasure. This is the time every week when we offer financial support to assist this community to continue to be a beacon of light and love for ourselves and for others. Together we affirm the truth that today's offering lifts this spiritual community, prospers the one giving, and adds to the energy of sufficiency on the planet. There's several ways that you can give, and they're here on your screen or on your screens at home. Visit our website at trianglecsl.org. You can text the word give to 919-629-9148, or you can actually mail your gift to our office, PO Box 4062, Cary, North Carolina, 27519. So I invite everyone to turn within for a moment for a blessing on this offering, knowing that the process itself is an opportunity to stand in all of the ways that we are abundant, and to focus our attention on all of this abundance by practicing, sharing, and giving. That by recognizing our good and being willing to give some of away, we enter into the law of circulation and participate in the powerful flow of the universe. I know that each of us enters into this eternal flow of giving and receiving, that the gift we give comes back to us. The blessing and the blessed are one. Thank you all for your gift, and thank you, God, for the gift of each and every single one of you. And so it is. And now please welcome the extremely talented Miles and Letha back to the stage.
Make sure I have enough bass for this one. You're going to catch on to the lyrics of the chorus really easily, okay? So feel free to sing along, harmonize, clap, dance, whatever moves you. Ready?
1, 2, 3, 4. It takes what it takes to learn what you gotta learn. Sometimes it's gotta break before it gets returned. Freedom's what you find when you drop the fear that you're gonna get burned. What more could you want? 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 It wasn't a mistake. It was just the push you needed, and that seeming heartache really stopped the bleeding. When you finally awake and you find a truth you can believe in. Here we go. What more could you want? What more could you want? What more could you want? What more could you want?
a world where you are ruled by your perception, in a world where your soul never be tied down, in a world where endings are beginnings, in a world where you are ruled by your perception, you're in charge of your direction. It wasn't a mistake, it was just the push you needed, and that seeming heartache really stopped the bleeding. When you finally awake and you find a truth you can believe in, what more could you want? 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 Yeah.
Thank you. That was awesome. You sure you don't want to do another one? Okay. Well, now we're going to do affirmations. And I invite everyone to stand if you feel like you want to. And whether you're here or at home. And this is a call and response. Please repeat after me. And let me know when you're ready there at the, okay. Living a life of transcendent purpose is meaningful beyond measure.
We'll do whatever Bab says. So just ignore. I
mean, I can stand there and look at that if you want me to.
Okay, either way. Good health is hard to find. I don't know who makes these PowerPoints.
Which one do you want? Which one do you want, Dusty?
Do them.
All right. I affirm that the purpose of living is life itself.
I affirm that the purpose of living is life itself.
Because this is true, I am inherently valuable and worthy simply because I exist.
Because this is true, I am inherently valuable and worthy simply because I exist.
My worth is not contingent on external achievements, societal status, or fulfilling a specific goal.
My worth is not contingent on external achievements, societal status, or fulfilling a specific goal.
Today, I choose to participate fully in the ebb and flow of life, savor each moment, nurture relationships, and find a joy in everyday experiences.
Today, I choose to participate fully in the ebb and flow of life, savor each moment, nurture relationships, and find joy in everyday experiences.
I am free to choose my own path and create a meaningful life.
I am free to choose my own path and create a meaningful life.
And so it
And
is.
so it is.
Good job. Wonder what we're going to do next. Okay. I invite you now to close your outer eyes as I speak a benediction. Ah, what a beautiful day. What a wonderful day. What an amazing experience. Its finest, at its finest. And I recognize that the spirit of the one, the light, the love, the life that is God is working miraculously in, as, and through each of us. And that our beautiful expression, no matter how it looks, is a gift to each other. And so I know that as we bring this gift, this miraculous beauty of ourselves into our world, our home, and our families, and that we know that we are all committed to a world that works for everyone, things are moving in that direction. And I'm so grateful that that is so. And so I claim that, and I release my word into the law, and so it is.
It is.
Thank you also very much for being here today, everybody that brought us into your homes. Thank you for your patience. We went a little long today. Too many flower dedications and long ones at that. I know there is no such thing as too many flower dedications, but anyway, thank you all so very much for being here. Tribeca Tavern in Cary to celebrate this awesome community. Thank you also very much. I love you, and we're online only next week. So we'll see you then.